I welcome you warmly to our channel.
All right, let's dive right in. Today, we're going to break down this really powerful poem called The Ballad of the Fallen Shrine. It's this incredible story, all about what happens when faith gets lost, how people can twist it, and ultimately how truth just, well, it sticks around. So let's get started. So the poem just throws you right into the middle of it. No messing around. We're looking at this scene of total decay. This ancient, holy spot, you can just imagine it being the heart of a village, is now just broken, open to the wind and the rain. I mean, you can almost feel that cold, damp air, can't you? Okay, so this first section is all about setting that gloomy mood. It's painting this picture of a world where something truly sacred is just gone. And that absence, that empty space, well, it's about to be filled by something much, much worse. And the language here, wow, it's intense. We hear about the shrine's painted faces, but they aren't just chipping or fading away. No, the poem says they're bleeding down the stone. That's not just physical damage, right? That's the poem telling us the very soul of this place is dying. And right into this spiritual vacuum, here come the bad guys. The poem calls them the cunning ones. And get this, the poem is super clear that they only showed up after the real spirit of the place was gone. So they didn't kill the faith, not really. They just took advantage of the fact that it was already dead. So, with the old ways gone, these new leaders move in and start twisting the villagers' faith for their own profit. This, my friends, is where the real corruption takes hold. And this really sets up the central struggle of the whole poem. On one hand, you've got the villagers, whose faith is so simple and pure. They offer a grain of rice, a flower. It's genuine. But then you have these false men who look at that same devotion and all they see are dollar signs. They're literally turning hope to gold. So, what was their game plan? The poem actually gives us the whole playbook. They come out of nowhere, from forest paths and caves, claiming to speak for these fake gods. They use fear and pain to control people. They preach all these rules they have no intention of following themselves. And worst of all, every single prayer becomes a transaction. They literally turn faith into a business. But here's the thing. You can only pull the wool over people's eyes for so long. And this next part, this is the real turning point in the story. Even with all the lies and the showmanship, the villagers start to get this nagging feeling, that something just isn't right. And this line, this is that key moment. It's not like a light bulb suddenly goes off. It's more of a slow burn, a gradual realization. They start to see the hiding places behind the painted lies. They're looking past the pretty surface and seeing the ugly truth hidden underneath. So what's behind the curtain? What do they find in those hiding places? Not gods, not sacred groves, but shadowed rooms of fraud. They realize this whole grand system they've been following is completely empty. It's a sham, a total con. You'd think finding all that out would crush them, right? But no, it does the opposite. It sparks defiance. So now we're hitting the climax of the whole ballad. That quiet little feeling that something's wrong, it's about to become a roar. And I just love how the poem walks us through this. It's not instant. First, their bravery grows as dawn approaches. Then they all gather, right back at that same broken shrine where it all started. It's there that they finally cast off their fear and, together, raise their voices. And listen to this. No agent of a hollow creed shall set our souls to blame. Wow. This is so much more than just saying, we don't believe you anymore. They are taking back their own power, their own spirit. They're saying, you can't control us with your empty words. It's just this amazing declaration of freedom. And right there, that's the heart of it, isn't it? Solidarity. Their power comes from standing together. One person alone might feel helpless, but when they all rise up, they're a force to be reckoned with. They realize they were never really alone in this. Okay, so after all that drama and revolution, what's the big lesson? What are we supposed to take away from the Ballad of the Fallen Shrine? Well, the final part of the poem kind of zooms out to give us this beautiful, big picture moral about truth itself. It all boils down to this contrast, right, between what's temporary and what's eternal. Think about it. The shrine, it can fall. The paint, it can fade. The phony leaders, they can run away. All that stuff is man-made and fragile. But the spirit, that comes back. The unity of the people, that rises up. And the truth? Well, the truth always finds its way to the light. Those are the things that last. And this is the final image the poem leaves us with. And it's just beautiful. Truth walks barefoot through the fields. Think about what that means. Real truth isn't found in some fancy gold-plated building. It's simple. It's natural. It's humble. It doesn't need all the ceremony and rules because it's just out there in the world, waiting to lead us home. So that leaves us with this one big question to chew on, doesn't it? The shrine, the institution, it fell apart. But the spirit, the actual faith, it survived. It makes you wonder, what really is the difference between the organizations we build and the beliefs we hold inside? It's definitely something to think about. Thanks so much for diving into this with me.
Thank you very much for watching.